Let me answer the first question first. If Russia invades, that means tanks or troops crossing the border of Ukraine again. Then there will be no longer a Nord Stream 2. We will bring an end to it.
How will you do that exactly, since the project and control of the project is within Germany's control?
We will, I promise you, we'll be able to do it.
If at all the United States did conduct a sabotage operation against the Nord Stream pipelines, it has ended up antagonizing European countries. Denmark's Prime Minister, Mette Frederiksen, said the blasts are a result of deliberate actions. Poland's Prime Minister called it an act of sabotage. Even European Commission President Ursula von der Leyen described the disruption of the Nord Stream natural gas pipeline as sabotage. In fact, Russia has also hinted at the prospect of the pipelines falling prey to sabotage. The United States had an interesting take on the matter. U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken said, "There are initial reports indicating that this may be the result of an attack or some kind of sabotage, but these are initial reports and we haven't confirmed that yet." Blinken added, "But if it is confirmed, that is clearly in no one's interest." Just to get things straight, if reports of a planned attack are indeed confirmed, according to the US Secretary of State, that'd be in nobody's interest. To make Europe's suspicions even deeper, here's what former Polish Defense Minister Radek Sikorski said on Twitter. Attaching a picture of the gas leak bubble, the chairman of the US-EU delegation for the European Parliament said, "Thank you, USA." Clearly, the United States has a lot of explaining to do here. Whoever carried out these attacks, they clearly wish to keep Europe off cheaper Russian gas and temporarily strip Russia of the leverage it holds over Europe. So who could it be? And will we ever find out?
The book of Psalm 64 and verse 8. So they shall make their own tongue to fall upon themselves. All that see them shall flee away. Shalom Akim Wa'atwa. Barak YAHAWAH, Barak YAHAWASHI, Bahasham, RAWCHAA QADASH. Double honors unto the apostles and the elders of the great millstone and rule well, who taught me this truth. Enough respect and salutations to the fellow Akim, the house of David, the hopefully elect. This is your brother YAHAWASHI from the Birmingham branch, coming to you once again with another lesson. And as you've seen, sleepy, creepy Joe Biden, just uttered the words which we know happened a few days ago. The whole point of the matter is, who will they put the blame on? Is it sabotage? Okay. Now when the Lord explains to you right here in this 64 chapter of Psalms, verse 8, they shall make their own tongues fall upon themselves. Hey, they can't not tell on themselves. All right, and by the words, you are either justified or condemned. So if anybody of the other nations, which they will be hating the whore, they already do. If they just look back and did a little research into the archives, you would find February of 2022 that Biden promised and proclaimed what would happen. And there's a saying, Q bono, who benefits off these things? The EU is not happy at all. Let's go to the book of Matthew. Book of Matthew, chapter 12, verse 37. It reads, "For by thy words thou shalt be justified, and by thy words thou shalt be condemned." You have men speaking error, uttering error against the Lord. You have men speaking false prophecies. All right, that's against the Lord. If they are not speaking what is pertaining into this book, then there is no light in them. Joe Biden is condemned by the words he said. Here we got the footage. So these other nations, what? They are hating the whore. They are going to rise up. Let's get something real quick, because when you utter, and when you speak, And when you say there's power in those things, James 3 and 5, even so the tongue is a little member, and boasteth, right, great things. He boasts great things there on what would take place, all right, the consequences or the results of certain consequences. He boasted in those things, all right. The American people boast in their military. They boast in their navies. They're boasting their strength and their numbers. You see? It says, behold, which means look, how great a matter a little fire kindleth. So just by that uttering that little saying that he said, well, how are you going to bring an end to the Nord Stream pipeline? I promise you it will happen. So yeah, y'all do have a lot of explaining to do, man. Okay, America, US of A, Babylon the Great. Your mother is sore confounded of you right now at this moment. Let's go to the book of Proverbs, chapter 18 and verse 7. A fool's mouth is his destruction, and his lips are the snare of his soul. He just snared him. All right? He just cast a pit. He just threw a dart. All right, what makes you think that dart is not going to come right back to him? What makes you think his words that he said are not going to get checked? You see that? Verse 21, death and life are in the power of the tongue, and they that love it shall eat the fruit thereof. Whether you're speaking about life, whether you're speaking about prosperity, whether you're speaking of the gospel, or whether you're speaking of Babylon the Great. You have death in Babylon the Great, and you have life in the testimony of YAHAWAH Bahasham YAHAWASHI. It's up on you who you're going to speak on. It's up on you who you're going to praise. You see that? And we see now that this fiasco that took place, why in the hell are these people over there anyway? Let's go there. Habakkuk. All right. Again, who benefits, all right, off fuel not being supplied to European countries? Who benefits? You see that? With all these tariffs on top of tariffs on top of tariffs. See, everything is adding up now. Right? Verse 4, Habakkuk 2 and 4. Behold, his soul, which is lifted up, he boasteth in great things. He boasteth in iniquity. He boasteth in concerning oppression, man. All right? His soul it's lifted up, but it's not upright in him. But the just shall live by his faith. And this is what we have, the just. We have faith. Yeah, also because he transgresseth by wine, he is a proud man. His wine is his philosophies, his indoctrinating programs, his education, all right? His schools, his policies. Salakia. Right? Knowing that people are going to fall therein, he's proud of that. Neither keepeth at home who enlargeth his desires as hell, and is as death. Because the hell, Sheol, the pit, the underground, all right, can carry as many bodies as it needs to. So he enlarges himself as in death as well. Okay? He neither keepeth at home. The U.S. military outnumbers the world 20-something bases to 1. The U.S. military has over 750 military bases in over 70 countries. This is the corporate. This is that son of perdition, the mystery of iniquity. Right? It says, and cannot be satisfied, but gathereth unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people. Verse 6 is the point. Shall not all these take up a parable against him, and a taunting proverb against him, and say, woe to him that increaseth that which is not his? How long? and to him that laddeth himself with thick clay. The debt, the trillions of dollars of debt that the U.S. is in. How long are you going to be a covetous person, a covetous man? How long are you going to continue to stay and stomp on other people's waters and grounds and rape and plunder and pillage and murder and extract the resources only for your gain? How? How long? It says, shall they not rise up suddenly that shall bite thee, and awake that shall fix thee? And thou shalt be for booties unto them. Yeah, y'all gonna be spoils unto these other nations, man. All right? Again, these are hating the whore. Right? And if you're paying attention, Biden said it in the beginning. Slipped of the tongue, all right? And the slip of a heart with him saying, because that's what he intentionally want to tell y'all, man. What he's about to do. And he did it, and it took place in the month of September. He said Germany and Russia. Pay attention. Go back to the beginning. It's nigga. Hey, we know who the liar is, man. The deceivable cunning hunter is, man. All right. Because it tells us in what? Revelation 17. Let's go to 16 to the point. It says, and the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore. Hey, these are European nations. You know, the European, the EU, European Union. These shall hate the whore. NATO. All right. It says, and shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh and burn her with fire. And this is the whole point. The Lord is putting the spirit on Joe Biden to tell on himself. The Lord is putting the spirit on these ex-presidents to uncover their nakedness, man. To spew the things that we've been seeing taking place on the mainstream media, on the news. Peace in the Middle East, the invasion in Iraq. All right, up until now. Okay. With Russia invading Ukraine and the money that has been sent to Ukraine for the aiding and abetting. You know? Let's go to the book of Jeremiah and end this off. And 50. And this and the next chapter is banging, right? So let's jump down. Jeremiah 50. Let's start at verse 41. It says, behold, which means look, right? It says, a people shall come from the north. Right? What north you thinking about? Okay? And a great nation, and many kings shall be raised up from the coast of the earth. It says, hey, the swarm of activity that's around the coast of Babylon the Great, getting closer to China, these Chinese and Russian vessels, all right, that are creeping up on the radar of the U.S. of A. All right, it's time to get so afraid. Hey, mighty men, y'all faces shall turn blackness out there, man. It's going to go down. All right. It says, they shall hold the bow and the lance. All right, ancient language for what? The modern day technology with the silos and the missiles. It says, they are cruel and will not show mercy. Their voice shall roar like the sea, because when they're shot off, there's a lot of noise, a lot of rocket power that goes behind these missiles, right? It says, and they shall ride upon horses, the power that they have, with the noise behind them. It says, every one put in array like a man to the battle against thee, O daughter of Babylon. And why are you the daughter? Because your mother gave birth to you, and your mother is pissed off at you. All right, over there in the UK. All right, over there in Britain country, you know. But this is what's going on. Let's read 43. It says, the king of Babylon hath heard the report of them. Yeah, that nuke missile talk. This is what Joe Biden and the constituents that also runs along with him, you know, and the Republican Party are not out of it either. They're They're feathers of the same bird. They're wings of the same bird, the left and the right. Right? It says his hands waxed feeble. Anguish took hold of him, and pangs as of woman in travail. Yeah, and this is how all you mighty kings of the earth are going to be when these nuclear missiles are beginning to be shot off into the ends of the earth. We are at the ends of the earth, and this place is going to be a desolation. You see that? But going back, you have to understand these nations are going to hate the whole because of the things, because of the antics and the actions and the words that are coming out of their mouth. By your words, you are justified, and by the words, you are condemned. And that's on all levels as well, man. All right? Yeah, hey, thine own mouth condemneth thee, and not I. Lord willing, this is edifying and comforting. On to the next one. Shalom. Check this out.
Seen this clip of George W. Bush from a speech this week. You have to watch it. I thought it was a joke. I thought it was some kind of meme or something. But no, this really did happen. Watch this.
In contrast, Russian elections are rigged. Political opponents are imprisoned or otherwise eliminated from participating in the electoral process. The result is an absence of checks and balances in Russia and the decision of one man to launch a wholly unjustified and brutal invasion of of Ukraine. Iraq, anyway. 75.
Oh, hilarious. I mean, he just admitted that. I mean, there's no other way to understand what you just saw there.